I'm Alright208, and I am unshockingly caving. Still working on building up my resources and stuff, though I did get kind of lucky while down here. I managed to stumble upon a monster spawner. And why these aren't exactly rare, say over in one of those big dungeons over there, this one is actually fairly close to my house. If you notice that little green diamond on the bottom right corner of that map, that's my house. So this is fairly close by. I'm thinking that I want to make this into a farm, because I could definitely use string. Right now I don't have any sheep in my immediate area, so really spiders are my best bet. And while I could grow cotton, that will take a really long time to get of any quantities. So I'm thinking spider farm sounds excellent. Plus I'll get the random enchanted piece whenever they spawn as the infernal mobs. So it's a win-win. Alright, so what I want to do now though is I haven't actually checked what's inside of these chests here. Ooh, name tag. Bacon mushroom burger. There is a McDonald's joke in here and not rotting, but I don't care. I'll take the food. Mundane lengthening catalyst. Okay. I have a bunch of junk on me. Get rid of that. Let's see what's in here. More redstone, bread, another name tag. The name tags are actually really good to get because certain creatures despawn. Like, I probably want to get some squid and capture them, and I'll need to use the name tag to stop that from happening. Or I could use a jailer safari net, actually. Totally forgot about that. Alright, but I am going to take the bread. And I really don't need the pet armor, but I mean, why not? Alright, let's go ahead and make a waypoint for this. Alright, and I will go ahead and see y'all back when I get to the surface. I know I promised I'd be making a spider farm, which I will be doing later. If you see that little red diamond down in my map in the bottom right there, that's actually a spider spawner that I found the other day. I plan on just trying to come up with something I can use to kill the mobs. Before we do that though, I have some relatively good news. I think my food problems are solved. I have been working on my garden here for a while, and I have a fair amount of stuff built up. Right now, my biggest crops, I have wheat. This is rhubarb. What is this? This is soybeans. This right here has been the bread and butter of my salvation, soybeans. Pretty much you're able to process soybeans into soy milk and various types of tofu, and with that you can make pretty much everything. Case in point, we'll be showing you in just a sec. We also have peanuts here for cooking oil. Actually, no, that was for peanut butter. The sunflower is for cooking oil, yeah. And just rice. In all actuality, I could probably just make this entire field here just wheat and soybeans, and I'd be good. I'd like to have her maybe get, say, tomatoes, maybe some onions or something. Oop, let's get that. Alright, let's go ahead and go inside and I'll show you what I've been doing with the tofu. Well, soybeans. So this thing here is a presser. It's really easy to make. It's like 2 pistons and some iron, so it's not bad. But what it does, for in this case, it'll take soybeans and it'll create soy milk and silken tofu. If you process the silken tofu again, you end up with firm tofu, which is what you can use to like fake meat. Let's go ahead and let this finish up. Alright, let's put that up, and let's go ahead and mash up some of this silken tofu. You can only put 8 in there at a time, thanks to iguana tweaks. Well, hunger overhaul, rather. Okay, so that's cooking up. I have a fairly good stockpile of stuff here, actually. This is actually quite rare. I've been diligently working that field, trying to harvest stuff and getting things built up. Let's go ahead and put away the peanuts and the lettuce and the stuff. Okay, what I do want, I have milk on me, that should be fine. I know I won't need more 16. I have no firm tofu here, do I? Let's go ahead and put up 16 of those and take that and that. Alright, so that's done with 8. Let's go ahead and do another batch of 8. While that's cooking up, I'll go ahead and get started with what I want to make. Okay, so I'm going to need that, and I'm going to need a skillet. Let's take this. Alright, so what we're going to do. First off, we are going to curse my name for getting salt. Salt, 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 salt. Where'd you go? Feeling really stupid right now. Did I put it in the chest out there? Okay, I'm apparently losing my mind. Alright, that's okay though, we can make more salt. Fresh water. Pot. Salt. Okay, so no, I'm not crazy, it's not there. Alright, so we are going to take the soy milk, salt, and I believe it is pot, and this makes us cheese. Alright, so we have 12 things of cheese. This stuff is it's a nourishing morsel. So while it's good for like saturation, it's not good for a lot. Let's go ahead and take this out now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skillet, I'm going to take a stack of toast and firm tofu to create a hamburger, which is a nourishing meal. Then going to take a hamburger, which is the nourishing meal, and cheese to create a cheeseburger, which is a wholesome meal. I'm assuming that is even better than nourishing. Now, if I wanted to, I could further refine this if I, where'd we go? Put more meat to it. Let's see, it takes pork chops. I guess that's supposed to be bacon. Yeah, bacon cheeseburger. So if I put more tofu to it, it becomes a hearty, large meal. Alright, we can go ahead and do that since we don't have enough salt ready right now. Stop that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just make these into bacon cheeseburgers. So we're going to take the cheeseburgers, tofu, bam. Alright, and unfortunately, since these are becoming even more and more filling, they're going to stack less and less and less. But now I have bacon cheeseburgers. That is a lot better than running around, starving to death, eating little berries I find on the ground that were probably covered in little raptor poo and zombie. No, this is much better. Anyway, let's go ahead and get over to the mob farm setup. Alright, and welcome back. This is the spider spotter that I found. I've been actually looking at a few different ways to try to take advantage of this with string. A lot of the basic ways that people have to deal with this particular kind of spider spawner is to just do a drop trap. I would do that, though I run into a problem. With infernal mobs on, I can't guarantee a fall is going to kill the spider, and I really don't want a really PO'd named spider down at the bottom when I go to collect stuff. I could instead just have hoppers and funnel everything up, but then I end up with a collection of uber spiders down below that at one point I'll have to deal with. And speaking of deal with, let's go ahead and put that back on top. Alright, let's see what NEI says. Corner, corner. Alright, we should be good for now. So what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to go with the old tried and true piston kill system. So basically I'm just going to have the spiders drop, flow into a water path, which may or may not be tricky to do, and then get them to close into a 2x2 area so that I can get jockeys too. Have them all flow into that little area and then just smash them to death with pistons. It's not really beautiful. It's not really... It's just not beautiful. It will, however, work for what I need. The other thing that I could do is I could just suffocate them using the same idea. Have them drop off into a water area that they can't swim out of, and just use the pistons to close them in so that they can't swim out to air. Tell you what though, I will be right back as soon as we dig out a little area so I can at least get the water channel system set up, and we'll check in and see how things are going. Okay, so I have some great news. After much too long work, my spider farm is done. I'm thinking that means there's a zombie about still that's not dead. Anyway. Yeah, look, he's over there. He's tearing up my torches. I don't want any of that. Oh, don't want any of him either. This is not going as planned. Okay. There they are. Okay, let's go heal up actually. Anyway, as I was trying to say before I started to get my butt handed to me, the spider farm is done. I went with something that I've not tried before. I actually used something from Resonant Induction. You know, I have this great big water wheels over here powering my grinder for ore processing. Well, I used a small stone one to power a grinder to damage mobs. We're going to go over there to see how it looks, though I do need to go ahead and eat some food and heal up first. So, let's have a cheeseburger. Alright, I should be good to go now. Should regenerate fairly quickly. Is there anything else that I need here? Let's make a button or two. Alright. Oh yes, I also put a second water wheel on this thing to increase the torque. It's currently at roughly 4.2, 4.4 thousand Newton meters of torque. So that's a good amount of force. Alright, and this lovely, ugly shack over here is my spider farm. I ended up putting down these, what are these? These are, let's bring up, there we go. These are stone lamps from SHADOWCRAFT. I put these down because the torches, as you saw over there probably, they get ripped up by zombies. So these aren't an ideal solution, but until I get something better to contain the zombies, it's what's keeping this stuff from looking... I don't like him there. Let's see, let's go in here. Alright, these are carpenter doors, so when one opens, the other opens. It's very nice. I should actually probably have put down marble there too. Anyway, we have a little ladder out of the farm, and this is a drop side so that we can get down quickly. And this is the meat of the system here. The grinders that we have doing ore processing, as you can see, can also be stacked like this. When they're stacked or when they're down horizontally, they damage any entity that will touch them. So if I go ahead and get too close, I start taking damage. It's not pleasant. And luckily to us, this includes spiders and stuff. Even better so, this does not destroy any of the items they would drop. So I could do something like this with a cactus, but if I use the cactus, it would have a chance of destroying the items. So what I've done here is I have a really simple water channel underneath the spawner that washes the spiders down this way, and there's a small drop here, and another water channel that pushes them towards me and towards the grinder. In general, spiders are kind of pretty hard to farm because they like climbing walls, but since I'm down here, they want to get to me, and the easiest way to me is with the current, and as they get close to me, they're going to hit this lovely space here. They can't fit through. So they're just going to keep taking damage from this spinning grinder wheel. leading to me just getting tons and tons of string and stuff. So far, actually, for as long as I've been here and got this set up, I've probably gotten about 2.5 stacks of string, which, while it's not a lot, I've not actually been AFK here. I've been going back and forth, so I'm fairly happy with it. Plus, depending on... I'm not touching that guy. Ultra Thundering Special Spider of Conflagration. No, we're not touching him at all. As long as you don't touch these Infernal mobs, they're not going to like teleport if they have like ninja or anything. They're just going to eat the grinder. The downside to this is they're not going to drop any of their random items. And if they have Bulwark, it takes a while since they're only taking 1 damage. Alright. To collect the loot and stuff, I have some hoppers right here. There's 3 hoppers here. And there's actually a hopper below the grinding wheels. I have to do this because even if the hoppers are here, occasionally an item will fall down through the wheels and just get stuck under here. So I have all 4 of these hoppers feeding into a line of hopper ducts, which just come right on over here to this chest, so I don't need to worry about picking anything up. There we go. And to power this grinding wheel, I actually have a small water turbine over here. There we go. I lied, I have 2 small water turbines over here. How am I getting out? There we go. So they just pass along power to the wheel, and as it turns, it damages the spiders. It's really not a complicated build, it's actually really simple. I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but I probably spent a good day, half a day, trying to figure out something that would be reasonably easy to set up for spider farming that wasn't totally ruined by the presence of infernal mobs. And then I spent 15 minutes working at the ore, grinding ores, and I had a little eureka moment. This is much, much easier and much more simpler than anything I really would have tried. I'm just wishing I had thought of it sooner. Alright, so rather than make you all wait till next episode to find out why I wanted all of that string, top of the list, Archimedes ships. I'd like to be able to explore a little bit, and I would like to get there without having the confines of having to walk there. I'm not going to do that today. The other reason I really wanted string was for wind turbines. Each wind turbine takes 4 pieces of wool to craft, and any of the larger turbines to the point of being able to produce a good amount of power are going to require a good amount of turbines. For example, a decent sized one is going to require 25 turbines, each of those requiring 4 pieces of wool. So that's going to be 100 wool just for that. And in the end, it does make a good amount of mechanical power, but when you want to convert that over to electrical, it might not be so hot. But there is something that I have thought of that may work, and I just want to see if this works properly. I believe that the way that Calclavia and the people working on Resonant Induction have this set up, you should actually be able to run these turbines off of what would be, quote, steam. And I think I can create steam using the Resonant Induction firebox here. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to create a battery so that if the success is testful, that I don't waste any power. So we have a battery. And that used up the last of my redstone, and very near the last of my steel. Alright, so I have a battery, I have a firebox, I have water, I got some decorative materials, a motor. I just need a screwdriver / wrench. So to get started on the testing of this little contraption to make sure it works, main thing I need to do is I need to put the firebox right here. I need to have enough space for a source block of water to be right here, which is right below this stone wind turbine. And I need to make sure that the water does not flow out of the space that it's in. And if I do this, we should be fine. Mind you, it's going to be really fun getting the water in here. I think I need to target the back of the microblock. There we go. Alright, so this water's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to sit here and I can walk through if I wanted to. What I do need to do though is I need to go ahead and jump up here. I need to actually put a motor on the back of this, but before I do that I want to go ahead and put down the battery. I'm doing the battery first because I need to actually configure the side here to actually accept power. Change side to input, good. And if I'm lucky, this will go down the right way. Yes. Alright, and I want to make sure this is producing electrical power. There we go. It's a shift right click now. Alright, so that's there, it's doing its thing. Where is that multimeter? Okay, we're going to steal this. And we're going to put it right there. You know what, I take that back. Let's go ahead and put it on the, oh god, how am I going to get that? There, so that's actually on the turbine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get something that's flammable to put inside of the firebox and see if that burns. Yes. So this should burn. It is, if you notice there is a fluid showing inside of the turbine, that should be steam. See, it's spinning. It's actually spinning a lot faster than what the water wheels are over there, though it has a lot less torque. And it's already out of power. See if we have any coal. Alright, so we'll take this off real quick. Alright, this has 4.17 kilojoules of power in it. Well, energy. Let's go ahead and put in a piece of coal. And the energy is climbing. The turbine is kind of going in fits and spurts, but it's fairly steady in terms of power production. Oh, and I'm starving in fits and spurts. Anyway, this is mostly just a proof of concept. I'm thinking I might actually be able to expand this upwards a little bit, but for right now it's actually a really, really neat thing to find out that you can do with this mod. I'm willing to bet that I could actually use this right here in conjunction with a electrical turbine from Atomic Science as a way to produce power too, skipping on the motor. I'm not sure if this is more efficient or if the electrical turbine is. I would hope the turbine is. Well, they're both turbines. I would hope the electrical turbine is. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's see what they, let's get rid of the AL. There we go, electric turbine. Motor, bronze plate. I do not have the steel. See, if I have 12 charcoal, I can do it. Well, 12 coal, rather. So that's 3. It's 1 not to do. Alright, so that's done. So that made roughly 22 roughly 22 kilojoules of energy was produced from that piece of charcoal. I believe I may get better results using, say, either the wooden one or the metal turbine. I honestly don't know at this point. I do look forward to finding out, though. Alright, I'll be right back as soon as I have an electric turbine to test out. So what we're going to find out is if using a turbine to a battery is more efficient than doing the actual wooden wind turbine to motor to battery. It should be. I hope with all hope that it is. And I also still need food. I was eating a little snacky stuff instead of actually making any more meals. I needed to go ahead and do that. Better yet, I need to find a way to automate that. There we go. Alright, so what I would like to do is I'm going to go ahead and break this, break that, and this, if it ever breaks, and the battery. Alright, and that cleared its power, so that's good. I want to put this right on top of the water here, but I need to actually get something to stand on. Oh, and of course, like last time, we want to do the battery first so that we can configure it. Alright, input, turbine. I think it will output through the side of power. We'll find out in a sec. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this in here. Oh, and so that's either not making power or it doesn't go through the side. I think I have copper wire right over here. Let's go ahead and climb back up here. We'll turn that into an input. And we'll bridge it. Yeah, I dare say that's definitely more efficient. Oh, that's way more efficient in terms of power production. I was only getting like 22 kilojoules of power. I'm already up to 5 megajoules of power. Yeah, that's that smokes it. Wow. Oh, and if you notice, every now and then you can see little bubbles rising up from the water. I guess that's indicating that it's creating steam. Alright, so anyway, I think this is actually going to be it for today. I actually don't want to get too involved in this yet. This is probably going to be a good source of early game electricity, though. It's just going to be a matter of finding out what I can use to harness it for. Let's see, that we got 7.54 megajoules for one piece of charcoal. So that's definitely way better than what I was getting with the stone turbine. Okay. That could have been worse. That could have been much worse. We're going to go ahead and call it for now. I want to go ahead and thank you for watching the episode. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a message below. And as always, have a good day. I do not regret adding infernal mobs to this pack. I might lament it right now, but I do not regret